On Valentine's Day, my girlfriend texted, "Having dinner with the girls tonight. Let's do something tomorrow." I replied, "Sounds good." Then I shared a video of myself donating the jewelry I got for her to a shelter. Here is the rewritten story with changed wording to avoid copyright issues, while keeping the structure, length, and essence of the original intact. The online world adored it until she discovered it. I'm not the type of guy who gets excited about Valentine's Day. To me, it's just another Tuesday. But my girlfriend of 3 years, Emily, was the complete opposite. For her, Valentine's Day was the ultimate championship of romance, a day for extravagant gestures, lavish presents, and, most crucially, a public display of devotion for her social media audience. I went along with it because it brought her joy, and I thought I loved her. Or so I believed. This year, I went all in. I booked a table a month ahead at one of the city's finest restaurants. I arranged for an absurd number of flowers to be sent to her workplace. And on my desk, in a sleek black velvet box, sat a diamond pendant that cost more than my first car. I was prepared to perform my role in her grand Valentine's Day spectacle. Around midday on the big day, while I was in the middle of a work meeting, my phone vibrated. It was a message from Emily. "Hey love, so sorry to do this, but my friends are freaking out about their relationships. We've planned an urgent Galentine's dinner tonight instead. I feel awful, but they need me. Let's do something tomorrow, I swear. Love you." I stared at the text for a solid minute, the words blending together. It wasn't the cancellation that stung, it was the nonchalant, almost flippant tone, the complete disregard for my effort, the plans I'd made, the assumption I'd be waiting for her tomorrow, and the phrase, "urgent Galentine's dinner." I knew her friends. Their only urgency was a discount at their favorite store. I'm a patient man. As a financial consultant, my life revolves around spotting patterns. For months, I'd noticed a trend with Emily, her growing sense of entitlement, the pointed envy in her voice when she talked about her friends' luxurious gifts, the subtle jabs at my dull job and lack of flair. This message wasn't a one-off. It was the final piece in a clear pattern. I sent back a brief reply. "No problem." Then I set my phone down, stepped out of my meeting, and returned to my office. I sat at my desk, staring at the velvet box. $5,000 worth of sparkling stone, meant to symbolize my devotion to a woman who just swapped me for a gossip fest with her friends. A wave of clarity hit me. This relationship wasn't just faltering, it was a poor investment. It was time to walk away. But I wasn't going to just vanish. She'd made a public show of dismissing me. I'd make a public show of my liberation, using her own weapon, the court of public opinion. Update 1. My plan was straightforward. I called the restaurant and canceled our booking. I contacted the florist and redirected the flowers, not to my apartment, but to the reception desk of a nearby children's hospital. Then I grabbed the jewelry box and left work early. My destination was Hope Haven, a respected women's shelter across town that supported women and children escaping abusive situations, relying on donations and kindness. I walked in and asked to speak with the director, a no-nonsense woman in her 60s named Susan. I introduced myself and explained my purpose. I had a Valentine's Day gift that was no longer needed and wanted to donate it to the shelter. They could use it as they saw fit, auction it at a fundraiser, or give it to a woman rebuilding her life. Susan was stunned. She opened the box, her eyes widening at the pendant. "This is incredibly kind," she said, almost speechless. "Are you certain?" "I've never been more certain," I replied. Then I made my bold move. I pulled out my phone. "Susan," I said, "this might sound odd, but can I record this? I won't show your face or any residence. I just want to say a few words. I think it could inspire others." I explained that I wanted to transform a personal letdown into something positive, to encourage others to give back. After some hesitation, she agreed. I set up my phone on a table, framing the shot to show only myself, Susan's hands holding the open box, and the shelter's logo on the wall. Then I pressed record. I kept it brief, honest, and heartfelt. I didn't name Emily or mention being dumped. I just spoke the truth, framed positively. "Hello, everyone," I began. "I'm David. Today's Valentine's Day, and like many, I had plans. I bought flowers and this pendant for someone very special. But life changes plans, and I had a choice. Be upset or make something good out of it." I gestured to the pendant. This was meant to show love for one person, but now it'll bring hope to many. I'm at Hope Haven, an amazing organization helping women and children rebuild. I'm donating this to support their incredible work. I looked into the camera. If your Valentine's Day didn't go as planned, know you're not alone. Sometimes, the best way to heal a wounded heart is to help someone else heal theirs. Happy Valentine's Day. I stopped recording, thanked Susan, and left. At home, I edited the video to include the shelter's website and donation link, then posted it. Not on my personal account, but on a popular local news page on Facebook and Twitter, using hashtags like hashtag Valentine's Day, hashtag GiveBack, and our city's name. Then I switched off my phone, poured a whiskey, and let the internet take over. It didn't take long. By morning, the video had gone viral. Shared thousands of times, it became the top story on the local news page. My face was everywhere. Comments flooded in, full of praise. This is what a real man does. Someone's ex is regretting everything. I donated to Hope Haven because of you, David. The story had a hero, me, a nameless villainous ex, and a noble cause. Perfect viral bait. By mid-morning, local news outlets were calling, wanting to feature the Valentine's Day hero. I declined politely, saying I didn't want the spotlight, which only made me seem more genuine. Emily's first response came at noon, a confused text. My phone's exploding. What did you do? I didn't reply. An hour later, she called. I let it go to voicemail. Her message was a mix of bewilderment and fury. David, what's going on? My sister just asked if we broke up. That video is everywhere. You gave away my pendant? You had no right. Call me now. Her pendant, the one she never knew about, never saw, never touched. Her sense of ownership was astounding. I didn't respond. I knew she'd escalate to a full-on social media war, and I was ready. Update 2: her counterattack began that afternoon. Unable to reach me, Emily turned to her strongest weapon, social media. She posted a lengthy, emotional story on Instagram, complete with a teary selfie. It was pure fiction. She claimed we'd had a small argument, and in a fit of vengeful manipulation, I'd staged the donation video to shame her and paint her as the bad guy. She said the pendant was a gift I'd already given her, which I'd stolen back to make my self-serving video. Her friends, her loyal cheerleaders, jumped in, sharing her post with their own commentary. He's always been controlling. This is what she's endured for years. This isn't generosity, it's emotional abuse. She skipped one night to support us, and he does this? They tried to flip the narrative, casting me as the villain and her as the victim. It was a clever move, but it had a fatal flaw. It was built on lies. And I had proof. I didn't engage directly. That would have fueled the drama. Instead, I waited for a local news blogger who'd written a glowing piece about my donation to ask for my response to Emily's claims. I sent a calm, factual statement with 2 pieces of evidence. I'm disappointed by these false accusations, but not shocked. My goal was to turn a letdown into something positive for a worthy cause. I ended the relationship after receiving a text from my then-girlfriend on Valentine's Day, canceling our plans. The pendant was never hers. It was in my possession until I donated it to Hope Haven's director. The first attachment was a time-stamped receipt for the pendant, purchased that morning. The second was Emily's cancellation text from noon. Within an hour, the blogger updated her article with a brutal headline. Valentine's Day hero's ex accuses him of theft. Receipts prove otherwise. The article laid out the timeline. My purchase at 10 a.m., her text at noon, my donation at 3 p.m. The facts obliterated her story. The internet, briefly swayed by her claims, turned on her. Her Instagram comments became a storm of mockery. So you're mad he donated a pendant you didn't even know about after you ditched him? The entitlement is unreal. You didn't just mess up. You set the whole bag on fire. But I wasn't finished. I suspected her Valentine's dinner wasn't the full truth. Her reaction was too intense. Her lies too desperate. That same day, I hired a private investigator, giving him the names of Emily's friends and one task: find out where they were on Valentine's night. Within 24 hours, he had answers: credit card receipts and social media geotags. 2 friends were at a trendy restaurant, but Emily wasn't with them. She was at an upscale, intimate spot across town, with her ex-boyfriend, Mark, whom she'd sworn was long gone. The PI had a photo of them holding hands at the table. I kept that photo as my trump card, waiting for the perfect moment. Final update: the end of this saga was a slow, painful collapse of Emily's world. After the public backlash, she deleted her social media, but the damage was done. The story was too compelling, too scandalous. She became a local outcast. Her friends, who'd eagerly joined her smear campaign, distanced themselves, claiming she'd lied to them about Mark. Her job in public relations, where image is everything, crumbled. Her company, swamped with negative attention, quietly fired her weeks later. Her parents, initially her biggest supporters, were humiliated. Their daughter had tarnished their family's reputation. The final blow came when her father, a well-known local entrepreneur, lost a key client due to the scandal. They gave her an ultimatum: get a job, pay her own way, and publicly apologize to me. She refused, clinging to her victim story. So they cut her off. For the first time, she was truly alone. No money, no job, no home. 2 months after that Valentine's Day, she appeared at my doorstep near midnight. The confident, entitled woman I'd known was gone, replaced by someone exhausted, desperate, and defeated. She launched into tears, apologies, and promises to change, claiming Mark meant nothing and she loved me. I let her talk for 5 minutes. When she finished, I said nothing. I just showed her the photo of her and Mark holding hands at the restaurant. Her face fell. Her last lie was exposed, leaving only the raw truth. I know everything, Emily, I said calmly. I've known since the start. She begged, a frantic plea for a place to stay, a little cash to get by. I shook my head. You had a home. You had a man who loved and provided for you. You traded it for a dinner with your ex. You made your choice. Now live with it. I closed the door, leaving her on my porch. My revenge wasn't about the pendant. It was about revealing, to her and the world, the true worth of things. She chose a fleeting thrill over lasting loyalty. I chose my self-respect over a relationship built on deceit. In the end, we both got what we deserved.